Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to Shitty Rat Tail.
Welcome to Boobarella's, I don't know, something about breasts. We've got a few stories happening. First one is something called The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe.
That's not a name.
Yeah, that's obviously some fake poser name.
Something along the lines of like fucking Warwick Jones or
Yeah,
something.
his real name is obviously Chad Bungus.
Yeah.
Obviously, come on, guys, get it together.
So stupid.
Turns the high roll, this one looks
Yeah, so,
short and stupid. Okay, let's do this one. Alright.
but yeah,
Oh, you're still picking the story. You came in on us actually just...
Pick stories.
Just staying in. Okay. We'll record 2 intros and like use that as a piece of something later.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah. Let's get ready. Let's get ready.
Get ready.
Anyway, watch
Everybody rumble.
wrap my taint on the mic.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to Shitty Rat Tail.
Welcome to Boobarella's, I don't know, something about breasts. We've got a few stories happening. First one is something called The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe.
That's not a name.
Yeah, that's obviously some fake poser name.
Something along the lines of like fucking Warwick Jones or
Yeah,
something.
his real name is obviously Chad Bungus.
Yeah.
Obviously, come on, guys, get it together.
So
Ooh, it turns
stupid.
the high roll. This one looks
Yeah, so,
short and stupid. Okay, let's do this one. All right.
but yeah,
Oh, you were still picking the story.
Yeah,
you came in on us actually just...
We'll pick the stories.
This is staying in.
Yeah.
Staying in.
Okay.
Let's
We'll record 2 intros and like use that as a piece of something later.
let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah. Let's get ready. Let's get ready.
Get ready.
Anyway, watch
Everybody
the mic.
rumble.
wrap my taint on the mic.
The taint.
The taint.
You said it like the house
of the tape.
Of the cock.
the taint. Like, I don't like this new version.
Have to buy it, or just I'm going to download a fucking PC version.
Alright, we need to not be making that noise when we start. There was a competition to who could best type out the sound that a speaker makes when a phone starts ringing.
All staying in. This just goes at the end of the episode, like blooper
This
reel.
is the quality content that we all subscribe for. I know I subscribe.
Wait.
Commentary of not Matt 42.
We haven't said the N word yet.
That's the end
Hey,
of
we're
the
not
fucking
reading
episode.
H.P. Lovecraft
Like,
at the
Oh yeah, we're gonna say get Adam Poe, not H.P. Lovecraft. We won't talk about his cat.
Is there somebody named Paul Schrader? Is that a real person?
That is a real person.
Who is he?
I'm looking him up.
Thanks.
I think he's a Canadian voice guy.
Canadian
Paul
comedian.
Schrader is an American screenwriter, film director, and film critic.
I was right.
You weren't. That is different.
That's
to
very
what you
different.
said.
You couldn't have been more left. It was like, who's that famous, like English playwright?
co-wrote-
Snow. He wrote Informer.
He co-wrote 4 screenplays with Martin Scorsese. Taxi
Scott
Driver.
Scorsese.
Shut the fuck up, alright? You know my pronunciation's a bit shit.
Yeah, your
alright?
pronunciation.
Look, I'm just from fucking GTA London, alright? I tell you, boys, this is what
Now
you
listen.
Now listen. Right,
Listen,
there's some people down the docks. Go mess them up, all right, and don't come back.
There's some people down the docks, and they need you some favours for these sailors
That's right.
Science.
Sewing on buttons and that.
and sodomy.
Yeah.
Okay, we are peaking like motherfuckers. Let's try and get this. I want to turn the game down quite a lot.
Now you've got Informer by Snow stuck in my head now.
Informer.
It's alright. I can get that ready out of your head.
Drake. Let's bring up Drake now.
Don't.
Shit, I just thought the rest of us.
Blast
We'll
those.
just let go of the fact that Drake's a nonce. There's all these jokes about Drake being like sensitive and stuff. every time someone posts a joke about Drake on the internet, like, hey, Drake looks like the type of guy to come behind his homies and say, guess who? I'm like, really? He looks like the type to text underage girls to me.
No, he's more kid sensitive, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, once you get away with pissing on the kid,
You
and
might say
like,
he seems
That's
like
R. Kelly, dude.
I know what I'm saying. Like, once that guy can get away with pissing on a kid, you know.
to me, Drake seems like the type who might, I don't know, write creepypastas for a living.
Oh! Well, welcome to the show.
Drake the hyena.
Hey guys, welcome to Drake the Hyena. We're reading a couple of short ones today. The first is Return to Hyrule. And I realise I've done this thing again where the mic is away from the...
Yeah, well, you're talking away.
Fuck it, let's do it. Let's see how...
Do it live.
Yeah, we'll do it live. I'm gonna...
The Turn the Frogs Gate.
This is all staying in. If I do it like this, is it still... No, you can't fucking hear me. That's terrible. Okay.
So we're all just going to have to lean forward.
I'm just going to need you guys are all fine. It's just me because my back's to the microphone. I'm going to need my phone. Or your phone. Someone's phone. It's all staying in.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's all.
it is.
No editing. Do it live.
Return to
Dick on the
Hyrule,
table.
Is that like Return to Oz, except shit?
Yeah.
Probably.
Return to Hyrule, but there's a bunch of people on bicycles.
Yeah,
There's a
everyone's got
bunch of
wheel
people on
hands.
Bicycles. they do the thing.
I forgot what they're called. Wheelers. That's what they are.
Return to Oz is a great movie. However...
Oh my god, this is the most Scottish Winnie the Pooh I've ever seen in my life.
That ain't Winnie the Pooh, my man. That's Scotch McTed.
Tell me, that looks like fucking Winnie the Pooh.
It is Winnie the Pooh.
I mean,
It's just-
Scotch McTed.
That's just what I named him.
Toby.
That's amazing.
Toby. That's not Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
That's
President of
clear.
China.
Yes.
Thank you, Gemma. Okay, fuck China and fuck communism. Right, now.
You just said fuck communism twice.
Return to Hyrule. Nintendo. That is the name I grew up with. I had really cruel parents.
Yes.
I changed.
His last name was Chalmers.
I changed.
Super Nintendo.
I changed my name to Paul Schrader and became a screenwriter.
My screen name on the internet is Edgar Allan Poe.
And the first game I played was Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Me, being only 3 at the time, jumped with joy as I was taught how to play, and was so into it.
It's been a long time since I was
Did he-
free. Do you have the comprehension to play a fucking Legend of Zelda game?
I did.
Absolutely
I
don't.
played video as a 3-year-old, but
Same.
not like that. Do you know
I
what
played
mean?
Sonic
Yeah.
and Castle of
I
Illusion.
was it was shit like Sega Mega Drive. Yeah.
Shit where you don't need to figure out the puzzle or how to play.
Yeah. It was literally like run quickly to the other side of the screen.
Yeah, not being funny. Scarlett was shit at video games when she was 3 years old, so no fucking way are you teaching a kid how to play
Is she
Ocarina
still
of
shit at
Time.
video games?
She's getting better, you know.
I was gonna say, is that like
Her
is that like
YouTube
an
channel
apple-
was
is that
rubbish.
like an apple not falling far from the tree?
Yeah,
kind of thing, or-
it's
Are you a
it's,
bit on
it's
par?
hereditary, yeah.
Yeah.
My shit gameplay just gets passed down the generations. Might miss her children though. Who knows?
It goes back it goes back 17 generations. The
What?
first.
Here's
The
a photo-
first gamer in my family.
Yeah.
Here's a photograph of my
Adolf.
great grandfather. It's just staring
Angus McMitchell.
staring contemplatively at a chessboard that is on fire.
Ah, yes.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Move the queen into the fire?
That's not. But
Every move! It's all on fire!
that's not really panned out. It's just like, wow, wow. I put the queen in the fire and now the piece is gone.
Mitchell.
I was like supposed to know. I was just supposed to know to not
Why
light
the
the
fuck?
pieces on
Why am
fire.
I now that guy? What's his name? Dark Side Phil. Why am I now him? Why is my past generations him?
I've told you for so many times, you can move the rooks, but they're castles. You can't move a castle. Oh, for God's sake! Why do we have some priests on the board? What are they gonna do?
What's this been recording going on for like fucking 5 seconds? How? How did we derail this much?
I don't
I
know.
see the horse. Where's the knight on the horse?
So to be clear, we haven't seen each other in a while.
Yeah.
So like,
It's been built up.
yeah, this is just all the fucking bollocks that's just been building up in the back of our heads. All right, where even am I?
It's not as bad as the other route earlier. We haven't talked about bullying.
that I even had my Alright, I was so into it that I even had my parents rush to the store to get me Master Quest for the GameCube.
There ain't no 3-year-old playing Master Quest on the fucking GameCube.
Also, I don't think you could get Master Quest in stores, like, because I'm pretty sure, because I had Master Quest, and it came with like a pre-ordered version of Wind Waker. I don't think you could get it in shops, or at the very least, it was like the first release of Wind Waker.
Yeah.
So you're rushing to the store to get Wind Waker. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the bonus disc. And I was going to say, is there even another way to play? Because the Legend of Zelda Special Collection thing doesn't have Master Quest on it. It
No.
just has Ocarina and the other ones like Majora and the...
But this is a
new
super genius baby.
I was lucky enough to have that disc as well.
Yeah, like I
yeah.
just got my Mario Kart Double Dash back that has the
with
disc
that
in it.
We've got yours. by
Oh,
the
yeah,
way.
shit.
Yeah.
We've got loads of your GameCube stuff. So
Oh, yes.
if you want it back, you'll have
You have to pay for it.
Basically, you have to fight. We'll have to fight.
It's a trial by combat.
We'll do it in the gym.
Right?
It's just like that scene from
Yeah,
fucking
we'll
Star
get two
Trek.
huge like huge barbells, and like trying to knock each other over with them. We'll get on those, those like boxes that the fat girls jump on top
Yes.
of. We'll get
And
one
then
of
at the
those
bottom it
each.
says screaming in foreign language.
We'll get one of those each and a barbell and go straight.
You
to
asked the gym to put the Star Trek fighting music on.
Blow over the fucking speakers. Let's do it. Let's do it, boys.
It'll be okay because you're going to it like wait, it's February, so there's no one else in the fucking gym.
I was gonna say like this looks dangerous. It's okay. It's CrossFit.
Okay, but you're not going to lose any weight that way.
Literally just CrossFit is the list. Right, pelvic thrust. Consistently.
Just CrossFit is a class. I should just stop there.
Okay.
Sure.
Fucking Master Quest. How do we end up in fucking the gym battling Star Trek style from Master Quest? One mere mention of the Master Quest.
I don't know how we didn't end up there sooner.
True.
Sure. There were plenty of other games that I played. My second favourite being Super Smash Brothers. But Loz was my game to play. I spent countless hours doing everything possible
And I still couldn't find the Kokiri sword.
until there was nothing left. I felt broken inside. Thankfully, it didn't last long, as the age of 7th gen console was on the rise, and my parents brought me a Wii. Then, an Xbox 360. I played with my Wii a lot. So,
It never stops being funny. Fuck you, Japan. You have terrible naming sense.
so we're just gonna push this one out there in case you didn't know. Wii kind of sounds like it should mean penis.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
at the very least, it often means urine.
Mm-hmm.
So you could mean I'm masturbating or I'm splashing around in perhaps a paddling pool full of urine. There you are. Played with my Wii.
Perfect.
Jokes.
Let's get all the laughs out now.
A few years later, I got into scat real.
Spending hours upon hours of playing Twilight Princess. But when the Xbox 360 entered my home, I started to think that Nintendo itself was for kids and girls who don't game.
Okay. Did he play one game of Call of Duty online? Be like,
At this age, how old were we at this age? Like 7.
Yeah.
So like my eyes were open to a whole new world of slurs.
yeah.
And teabagging.
The Wii still stayed with me through my 4 years overseas, but the GameCube was broken before my first move, and the N64 was packed away.
Wait, how'd you break a GameCube? Those things are basically indestructible.
I know.
When I returned just a few months ago, I had found the N64, but most of its games were gone. To the great game vanishing event from that other Legend of Zelda story.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's spreading.
And maybe it's the same
I
writer.
can see like Jacob's copy of Shadow Man just slowly fading out.
It's like Thanos Snap, but just for Nintendo 64 games. And they just left all the shite. It's like, oh, yay, I'm going to play V Rally 64.
What bits of your fucking mind you have to go through to get
Well,
to
so,
that
like,
free
going
rally?
through a mental library of
Oh,
all like the
boy.
Nintendo 64 guys. No, good.
All
Like,
the good games have been snapped away. It's like, what are you going to do? I'm going to play the Nintendo 64. All right, it's time. It's just me and you now, Mr. Buck Bumble.
did they make an N64 version of Bugsy?
I
These
certainly-
game developers
certainly
don't know
hope
what they're
not.
doing.
Oh, Earthworm Jim 3D.
Oh boy.
And who can forget Superman?
Oh yes. The best game.
We already suspected the movers, as they had taken other things, but what's done is done. I
want to spin off now into be like a court case against the moving company that stole shit.
Yeah. Why not?
I was lucky enough to have Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time still there, and as soon as got back from our storage unit,
Perfect.
I plugged the N64 in and popped in Legend of Zelda.
I'm so glad they didn't use plopped as a sort of verb.
Well, we've already talked about Wii, so yeah.
Yeah.
The game started normally and was running smooth. I started a new profile and named it Wyatt, my name.
I thought your name was Nintendo.
No, he's changed it now because now he's a man.
I suppose, yeah.
Like as a boy, he was known as Nintendo. Now he's named himself after a cowboy. The first cutscenes were fine. Just a few things were wrong, so they weren't fine. Like text appearing at weird intervals or missing textures. But it was fine.
Okay.
Just fine.
What
No, this is fine. The house is on fire.
Oh my god! What really craped me out?
Great.
Yeah, it's written craped,
Excellent.
so I'm picturing it just being like flattened by a steamroller and rolled into some sort of French pancake.
So we really pancaked this up, did we?
Put it on a shirt.
Paper.
Mad.
What really craped me out was the fact that the whole world had this ominous feeling to it, as there was no background music, like there was something amiss.
So the world's craped him out. So like there's just like fruit and whipped cream in the background.
So you're just quick, get the lemon.
I eventually got to the part in which you start playing, but I was shocked to see Link's house. It had weird writing on the wall in what I thought was the wings of the fairies.
What?
It had weird writing on the wall in what I thought was the wings of the fairies. No,
Do you mean like
The fairy,
words
like they
were
plucked off the
spelled
fairy
out?
wings and
and spelled words out, yeah.
There's a better ways of phrasing that.
It's just written in fairy wings. It doesn't make any sense.
as opposed to with the fairies.
It seemed as if someone had taken them and ripped their wings off. So someone had taken the wings and ripped the wings off them.
I see.
Just an irritating way of writing.
Just write better.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically. My fear,
Well, I mean, if they wrote better, we'll be out of a job.
True.
my fear was confirmed as what seemed like a weak and helpless Navi entered the room. Her wings had holes in them. Speed holes so she could fly faster. And she was not her original blue, rather black with a red outline. How do you know it was Navi then? The sequence in which Link wakes up is also messed up. Instead of being the funny and obnoxious wake-up call, it was replaced by Navi saying, "Wake up! Wake up, you idiot! Great Deku is not pleased with your absence." Link then jumped up and started rolling around on his own.
And to speed us out. It's one of those, like, yeah, the cartridge, you know, you do it and you can just get constantly rolling.
Oh, cartridge toy. I love that shit. Oh, Japanese GoldenEye. That's the best. Honestly, it's so funny.
I mean, like, it's the PAL version of GoldenEye doing some funny ones. Like, you can make him just flip around wildly on the
title
yeah,
screen.
on
That
the-
bit kills me. It's just the music. Dude.
It's like violently just like, rolling around.
Oh, funny videos. Who the fuck owns Sabrina the Teenage Witch: A Twitch in Time on the fucking PS1?
Oh, we did.
Whose house are you in?
Yeah, I know. But which one out of you two owns it?
Toby, it's mine. They're just holding it for me while the place.
It is communally owned.
It's
Right.
yeah, we played it on a stream once.
Yeah.
That's how was it?
Bad.
It's a rotten game. It's rotten through and through.
So
Also,
better or worse than
Martian
Shadow the
Gothic
Hedgehog?
is also terrible.
We played
probably-
Martian Gothic on the day it was fucking set, wasn't it?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
it was
June-
like
June
June
2019.
2019. We're like, fuck it, it's June 2019. Let's play Martian
Yeah,
Gothic.
2020. Yeah, that was great.
That was literally all that game had to offer. Was the hindsight of being able to play it
Oh,
in the year it was set. You know.
oh, and when we were watching that 50 greatest voice, like worst voice acting, Martian Gothic Unification was in there.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah.
I noticed a pot and decided to break it. What came out was a group of fairies just lying there, and when I tried to go near them, a message would appear saying,
Fuck off!
You know what? That's the message that's going to be now.
Just like that bit in Watership Down, but it said it's fuck off.
Ah,
It's
that
piss
bit.
off.
Who wants to read that? All right.
Okay, I'll set that up again. A message would appear saying,
You did this. Why did you let him in?
it says win.
From this distance, it looks like in. Why did you do this? Why did you let him win?
I ran out. Oh, yeah, just try that again because I just knocked everything out.
Fuck it. You did this. Why did you let him win? Fucking third time I got it. Boom. Where's my paycheck?
I ran outside and was greeted by a sad-looking Saria, who didn't say anything but stared at me before walking away. I then jumped down from the house and dashed to the Deku Tree. When I got there, Mido wasn't there to block me. I proceeded without sword and shield. When I got to the Deku Tree, I noticed his appearance had changed. His mouth was open already, and his bark was the same colour it turns after he dies. The ground then shook, and the music that plays at the end of a boss queued up. The tree said nothing for about 5 minutes.
I just stood
And
there.
I didn't just reset the game.
We'll just talk. Well, Toby, you weren't here for that one. We'll just talk about the other one where like the person's just running up a staircase for 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know who wants to be the voice of the Deku Tree, but I'm going to queue it up.
Yes.
But it needs, like Deku Tree's like a big, masculine, sort of like enormous tree. So Gemma, you...
Yeah.
The tree said nothing for about 5 minutes. Then he spoke, saying,
Wyatt, your absence is insolence. Why did you leave? For what? For who? Whom? Whom?
so I can teabag people in Call of Duty.
Oh, look at your little boy.
Who is leaving?
Yeah, you, but yeah.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason
There
Bourne.
he is. Sorry.
Gustav is also here.
He's in this very room.
The screen then went white and I was ported back into my home.
From this distance, it
was-
looks like porked.
Also,
A very, very different story.
but also ported doesn't make sense.
Teleported,
I
but
was ported
I mean,
back
like-
into my home.
why not say teleported?
Yeah.
Like, look, what? Are you in a hurry?
Put-
Are you Jacob and like shortening words?
So he,
What?
was, he was playing the N64 version, then he suddenly was playing the GameCube version. Is that what
was
happened?
Put through the same thing. Only this time, instead of going to the tree, I dashed out of the forest. When I left, like going to the Great Deku Tree, no one was there to stop me. But I was asked a question before leaving.
Was it that fucking owl?
I think this is going to be one of the...
The fairies.
I don't know, one of the fairies, one of the little Kakiri kids. Doesn't matter.
Why leave? Do you have to go now? Why leave before you say goodbye? The Great Deku Tree, he needs you. Get to me now, Wyatt. Noticing there were words in all caps. It didn't take long before it telling me to figure out. Oh, that bit is that? No, that is the end quotation. I was reading the fucking your stage direction there.
Yeah, I
Thinking
don't.
It ends in Get Out Wyatt. That's where it ends.
Okay,
Although, is there parentheses until that part?
Yeah. Look.
Right. Okay.
so Jacob, two things. Keep in all this.
Yeah,
Second of all,
naturally.
edit in the Great Deku Tree. So he's got a big white beard and a lightsaber with a little crook at the end.
I'm almost certainly not going to do that, but I probably will put the word Duke. I'll probably just write Deku Tree across the screen.
If I would
Fuck you.
the Great Deku Tree.
What oh!
Wait. Does he get killed?
Again?
Yes, the Great Deku.
Hey, and the last
My
one, they took the
God.
piss out of me for perilous.
What was you trying to say, Gemma?
Perilous?
Powerless.
Peril. As
Oh,
in,
perilous.
but I said pearl. But I
Alright,
s-
fine. Boys, it's fine.
yeah, but I said perilous.
Right. So, Wyatt, get me now, Wyatt. Noticing how there were words in all caps, it didn't take me long before it was telling me to leave now before he get Wyatt.
Before you get Wyatt.
And that was the end of parentheses,
Yeah.
so yeah.
I think it's
it
hilarious.
should
Yeah,
have-
the fucking speech marks just continue. Like it goes, Wyatt. It should be end fucking quotations, but it's not end quotations. It's just noticing that.
Yeah.
It's just
That's why I was confused. That's why I
Yeah,
stopped halfway.
just
I was like, hang on,
double
is that the... No.
just double check your work. It's not hard to just read through it again. And look
Jacob,
for
that is the
mistakes.
hardest thing to do. You expect me to rewrite this story and then read it as well? Fuck off, mate. all creepypasta writers ever.
I ran out and the cutscene played where Saria gives you the fairy ocarina. Instead, the only thing she gave me was,
The clap.
as I say, what she gave me was freshly baked currant bun. It was little ice on top.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a nice
Icing, little
nice.
cherry.
It's better than those ones that
Is
are
that-
just the
Is that premium?
literally
Is it,
just
Jake?
like hot dog rolls with the icing on top.
It's the face you were pulling there. It's exactly the fucking same face you're doing in Grey Sea. Just literally.
It's premium.
No, that's premium. Fucking currant bun. I would get currant bun given me by Saria. Saria? I always thought it was Saria.
It's probably Saria because like Maria with an
Right,
S.
yeah.
But I always think of like ARI, like Mario. It's like Saria.
Saria. Oh, yeah,
But it's probably Saria. But
They're
I've
both equally correct.
I've been saying Saria since I was a kid, and I'm not going to change it
I've been
now.
saying Dooku
Same as like
since I was a kid.
same as like most people think that Mido is Mido, and it probably is Mido. But
It's Mido because
I've been saying Mido since I was like whatever age I was when that game came out.
it's
so-
Mido because if you watch Death Note, the character Mido is called Mido and it's pronounced Mido.
Mido.
And
Yeah.
Let's not talk about Death Note again because
Get right onto
things
the...
tend to go a little wrong when we talk about Death Note.
I've got to, oh yes, the last time, what was it? Fucking the
Bold
guy live on
words.
stage, live on stage, sucking his own.
Yeah, we're gonna get...
Also, I've been announcing Deku Dooku since a kid, so this is news.
That's amazing.
Fuck you all.
Alright, Duke.
the great Dookie tree.
Now I see, because fucking Count Dooku. Oh my god, what an idiot.
Who looks at DEK and goes Duke?
My brain does this sometimes. It just it sees words and it's like, yeah, that's the pronunciation.
it's called
just fucking go
stupidity.
for it. Full force, just do it,
Yeah,
boys.
I
Just
call
fucking do it.
that not reading.
I'm the dyslexic one.
Shut the
You know,
fuck up.
it's a real
Shut the
shame
fuck
that, you know, like,
up.
after you beat the boss in the tree, and, like, you talk to good, and then...
Yes, but the game doesn't have voice
Ganondorf's there!
acting.
And he's like, do it!
My fucking rebuttal to all of this is the game doesn't have fucking voice acting. There's nowhere
Yeah,
in the game
therefore
it
you
tells
Yeah, but it has the English language written in
I
it.
know it doesn't have an O in it.
Therefore you have
I
to read.
know it doesn't have an O in it.
So, the fact that
I
you're,
don't know.
the fact
what am I
that-
going to say?
the fact there's no voice acting is even less of an excuse because it's written in fucking plain words. DEKU.
Motherfucker, I was like, when the fuck did it come out? I was like,
Stop,
11
Toby,
before
Toby,
it
Toby,
came out.
Toby, put the shovel down and stop digging the fucking hole you're in.
I love you guys.
Dookie.
I love this show.
Dookie.
Really brings out the best in me. All my best qualities, all on.
So
on
what's Green
display.
Day's album called?
Which one? Actually, no. Fuck off.
Wait, what is it called?
Dookie.
Oh,
Pardon?
I don't know about that. I just know American.
But yeah, that's
Idiot.
not... Gemma, that's not funny. How dare you?
women.
Shun! Shun the woman!
No, we've been past that actually. The current bun.
Oh yeah,
that's
it was in
Do
a
you want to
current
take over
band.
for a minute, Gemma? You seem a lot more focused.
Okay. Right. Da 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 da.
Gemma's just wanna fight.
The wrong
Final Fantasy.
That's the wrong franchise, Gemma.
I know.
That's usually Toby's gimmick.
Toby can sing Legend of Zelda. Dun, 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 dun.
Can you sing a bit of Mario for me? Okay, yeah, sure.
What's great is I don't even know what that is. He's doing.
Chemical Plant Song, you prick.
What?
Oh, fuck off. Go back and listen to that.
I'm gonna subvert everyone's expectations. Here I go.
Fuck you all. Oh, my God. That sounded like Chemical Plant Song. I don't fucking care. Oh, fuck. Why do I do this to myself? Why? Why? Every fucking time I go there. Oh, my God.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
I was, you know, the other day I was rewatching
Does
our
it
videos.
over and over.
Yesterday I was rewatching some of our videos, and I'm gonna use what I said then. Is like, Toby, you dodged a bullet, and then you ran and jumped back in front of it.
Instead.
I swear to God, that's my speciality. Sorry, Gemma.
So
Yeah.
Instead, The only thing she gave me was a blank and almost terrifying stare. The rest of the animation played.
Wait, almost terrifying stare. No, that's actually fine. No.
It's like when you're watching a horror movie or like ghost sighting videos and you see something that's not the spooky ghost. So for a moment, it's almost terrifying. It's like, oh shit, there's someone in the corridor. Actually, though, that's just a bad piece of staging where there's something hanging up in the background that didn't move for the shot.
And then they're like, was this a real haunting or was this all an elaborate hoax?
Okay, before we continue with the story, we need to talk about Nuke's top 5 and their use of the word elaborate. Okay, because every video there'll be like an obvious piece of string, like opening a cupboard, like something you could easily do that would take 5 seconds. Like, is this a real ghost caught on camera, or just an elaborate hoax?
And then
You decide. And I'm like, what do you think elaborate means?
probably mousetrap.
but that would
What,
be
the board game or an actual mouse?
But like
trap?
that would be elaborate. Like if the setup required like hundreds of little turning
Fucking
parts and everything.
That would be complicated. Fucking guy jumping off and
Yeah.
diving board into a ball, like knocking something
No,
out.
that-
That's fucking.
However,
Yeah.
what these videos are, which is usually just like, I got my cousin to like wear a black robe and
I've
walk
got my
past me in the background. What's fucking elaborate about
Got my
that?
dick stuck in a Cheerio. Someone recorded it for me.
Right.
Now, is that elaborate hoax or real? You decide. Why am I fucking... I don't know what accent that was. I'm sorry.
It's kind of Geordie.
Oh my god. That was an actual accent. Yes!
Almost one.
We did say kind of.
Thank you. That's an improvement.
The rest of the animation played, and I was outside the forest. Thinking this was over was a huge mistake. I walked through the Hylian fields and made it to the castle, but the drawbridge was broken.
You know, I've got to say, before we go on, this game might be super spooky and not working properly, but it does have one benefit if you don't have to listen to that fucking owl.
I know.
Oh god, right?
Did you get... Do you want me to repeat all this? Like,
You literally
skip,
intentionally
skip,
tricks
skip.
every time you fucking speak to him. Just
Hello,
like, to make
it's
sure.
I, Kebara Gebara.
He always like words it differently as well. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, are you sure you want to not listen to the thing I've said again? I'm like,
What?
and then no will be at the top, and then yes at
Yeah.
the bottom, and you're like,
Did you get all of that, Sonny?
However,
Yes. Let me tell you again then. Oh!
it's like, but the drawbridge was broken, as if you were adult Link. I jumped the broken river
The river was broken. It was flowing up.
and ran into the town.
Jacob, there's something wrong with the river. It's been
Broken. Can you
What
get...
I think a swan got stuck in the vent.
What appears to have happened is that a larger river has been placed above the sky, and that someone has poked holes in the sky. Do you mean it's raining?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what
If that's the technical term, just use your internet magic and maybe the help of Tom Morgan to fix the sky peeing on me.
The Sky River.
I jumped the broken river and ran to the town.
Broken River. That's a fucking band name if I heard one.
I wi-
Aye, that was the name of my debut album. Bloody good album. Bloody good
album.
I hear Bono played guitar.
I thought it was River Skuma.
Who is it? What a
It was
Oh, do you want to get
I
Gaz?
fucked the joke up. I couldn't remember the guy, the screenwriter from before.
Paul Schrader.
Paul Schrader. I couldn't remember it.
Do you want to do that again?
No, it's too late. The moment's passed.
Okay. I witnessed a horrifying cutscene.
What, my mate Gaz and his fucking band name, White Shadow.
What?
That was ages ago. It's a school time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, it's
I
a
thought
long time ago.
I felt like your
15
fucking
years
like
ago.
30-year-old friend
Yesterday.
started a band called White Shadow.
That would be so funny, right?
I can see V doing that.
I can as well.
V's binged a shit like an anime. I'm going to call it White Shadow, the follow up to Canyonero.
It'd be funny if it was more Wolf Shadow.
I keep on forgetting he was in a band called Canyonero. And
It wasn't called Canyon.
I know it's Camaro, but it's like, but before that it was the front line, the flea spray.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
I
It was,
love that point of
so
that.
there was nothing inherently wrong with the name The Front Line for a band. It's like, okay, but somebody somewhere pointed out that there's.
I did it the first time, but they ignored me.
De-fleeing
Yeah,
chemical.
what was this? Because we had a doctor tell me we bought some like, there's a we've got that's what the name of our flea stuff for the dog, and then apparently we went on a radio show where someone else pointed it out, and immediately no, we're going to call ourselves Canyonero.
Yeah, like where was the jump from the front line? So there's like, oh, it's like a reference to war to a popular brand of sports car. Like, what?
Did they like Transformers?
I mean, it's V, so
Because
probably.
Bumblebee was a Camaro.
I imagine him watching that and being like, "Oh man, I wish that like beautiful women who know how to fix cars
Just
would
appear.
just appear in my life, and then giant robots would fight in front of me."
And those beautiful women had weird hands.
So this horrifying
She had weird
cutscene.
hands.
Apparently she has weird thumbs or something like that. I don't know. I just remember hearing someone say something about that.
Can I
Like,
just say, this is an episode that was penned to be a potential triple parter.
yes.
And
It ain't doing that.
This is the fucking reason why we barely get any episodes out. This is what happens
Well-
every time we record.
We
It's
managed
just
to. Toby,
tangent.
stop throwing a baby tantrum. We
Story.
managed to get one through quickly.
Tangent.
We managed to get one through quickly with Logan here. Now
Right.
you're here.
Oh,
What's the factor?
why are we looking at Megan? Why are we
They're
looking at
not
Megan
that
Fox's
weird. They're not
fingernails?
that weird.
They're not that weird. Oh wait, no, there was one
They're
picture of
kind
them.
of weird, but
They're
like,
short.
They're not, do you know what I mean? Like,
She's got short thumbs.
yeah, they're just a little odd, but she doesn't look deformed or anything.
No.
I just remember something about she's got like weird hands or something like that. Doesn't look
One
fine.
of those weird wedding rings she's got.
Okay, Redeads, alongside Ganondorf, were attacking the townspeople. I tried to attack, but then was then trampled by Ganondorf. The death screen showed with Saria facing the other way.
Why?
That was the last thing that was said by Saria before her face showed on
It's
the
not
screen.
about how many lines you have; it's about how you deliver them.
Exactly. Her eyes were black, and there was a trickle of blood coming from them.
That's 2 drinks.
I know. I was kicked by into this. What?
Huh?
I was kicked by into the save
Who
screen,
gives a shit at this point?
and that's when it became even more weird. The once bright and blue sky turned to a black and ominous one. My save was replaced by one that simply read, "Hi there." But I did read that as "hit here," so
I'm sorry, that has been done to the point of fucking death at this point, where your game boots you out and you come back in and it's a different name to what you put in the fucking.
scared.
Toby,
Yes.
are you surprised by the uncreativity of a creepypasta?
Guys, we're so close to the end. Come on.
Yeah, scared shitless. I decided to turn off my console, but before I could, the save started itself up. Link was in the Goron tunic.
You can still turn it off. Like, it's literally one, but I have one right in front of me here. It's
a little
one
switch.
Little switch.
And was
It's
in
not,
a
it's not hard or heavy.
and was in a room.
Well, no, not a room.
The floor was black, and the walls and the ceiling were glass.
And they were made of skeletons.
And as I walked up to one of the walls, I could see that it was above ground.
Okay.
I missed my opportunity. I was trying to brew up a joke about the glass ceiling,
I was thinking of the same
and
thing.
it just passed me by.
I just like the glass ceiling.
Yeah, I could have broken the grass ceiling. Well done, Jacob. Just fucking keep hitting them home runs.
Put your grasses on.
Time to Hyrule, everyone! What a humdinger this has been in.
I checked my inventory for anything to get me out of here. The
Okay.
only thing I had was the note from Zelda.
Was a gun.
So that'll get me out of here.
Instead, I could read this time. Wait, instead, I could read it this time. The only thing it said was, "See." I looked out the window to see the pit that was underneath Ganondorf's castle, and what was there filled me with dread. I could see a young Zelda, Epona, Maron, and Mido. Others were in there too, but those were the only ones that had a name.
There's other ones unimportant, but Mido.
They were all doing a very real death animations.
I would love to see that on the N64 graphics.
Yeah.
I would fucking love to see a realistic death animation.
And letting out faint but very
Please.
dreadful cries. As I witnessed each and every one of them die, I began to cry.
I began to die.
Because I'm a giant pussy.
Just as I did, a text box appeared saying,
Are you weeping? What do you care? You cast us aside like we were nothing to you. I liked you, ellipses. I thought you would never stop playing with us, Ellipses. This is exactly like fucking Pokemon Dead Channel. Well, it looks like I were wrong about that.
Shit, what it?
Now then. Don't tell
Tell
your
your kids I'll
parents.
fucking kill you. Oh, God.
It's funny because he was a horrible monster.
I continued to cry, and more text boxes appeared, with each one asking why I was crying. Finally, the last text box appeared saying,
I have had my fun with you. Watching you be miserable is the only thing I can't stand, so I will let you go. That doesn't suit Jimmy Savile at all, does it?
next time on Jim'll Fix It.
How to restrain a child.
Then
This is all getting cut.
then the same eerie-faced Saria showed up and said one last thing. Goodbye!
Goodbye.
The floor to the room opened and Link died. I was kicked back to the save menu, but was unable to make a new file. I opened the cartridge to find out that the whole thing was rusted. I sat down and thought all about...
What was he expecting to find? When he, fucking took a drill, presumably, and, pulled out the screws and he took the cartridge...
He's like, my God, all the bees are dead.
No.
I ate all your bees.
Why fucking bees?
I sat down.
All the bees are dead.
I sat down.
Sorry, that was really fucking cool, man. That's hilarious.
I how long the image is taken to get to tubing. Look at
Why? Sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh, why is it so fucking funny, Matt? You funny bastard. Fuck's sake. Oh, no! Oh,
Right,
fuck.
what was he fucking expecting?
No.
Why did he take the cartridge apart?
Oh my god. What?
Just expecting some kind of answer. Look at his open up. My god, there's a key in here. Now I can open the basement that's been locked my whole life. Like, what was he?
He's a fucking living in the Resident Evil mansion, was
Yeah,
he?
I was going to say he's been in an
was gonna
escape
say,
room the whole
I
time.
can visualize that exact scene in Operation Raccoon City. That's the sad thing.
I thought you can go for Attack on Titan reference.
I sat down and thought all about my other games. I checked them and they were fine.
So what he's saying is the denizens of Hyrule really fucking overreacted.
Yeah,
like him not playing with
yeah.
them
So
anymore.
it turns out, Hyruleans, needy fucks.
Yeah.
Well, thing
Like,
is, as well,
you can't get any space for them. They're so clingy.
I tried again a few weeks ago and was able to open a new file, or make a new file. This time Link looked sad and was in an empty room.
He took the cartridge apart.
Yeah, and he can only walk.
He replaced the piece.
Stop it! Somebody's got it!
Couple live ones in there. It's like, it's a quality game when you put the cartridge next to your ear.
Yeah,
You can hear the buzzing.
Make sure, check the honey level.
To take out the honeycomb cartridge.
Okay.
When they pull honeycombs out of hives, it's just Nintendo 64 cartridges.
That's why they're more
Sliding
expensive.
them out, it's like gooey fucking thing.
Fucking
That's why
put that in the
yeah,
fucking show.
N64
Put that picture in the show.
cartridges.
Fucking some beekeeper put fucking beds.
Oh man, dude, I wish so many companies have gone with discs, but for me the B method is just that is the future.
That's the fucking
All
cloud
natural.
gaming, fucking
Made by bees.
hive gaming. Fucking hive gaming I'm all up for. Oh my god. Matt, stop.
Come on,
Nearly there.
move.
What?
It's
Oh, your phone's
stuck.
stuck.
Gemma, just look over there.
Right,
My
where
phone
was
now
I?
has a ROM hack on it.
Okay, I opened the cart. No, wait, that's how we've done that. I tried again a few weeks ago. Was able to make a new file. This time Link looked sad and was in an empty room. He could only walk around the room and that was it. I turned off my N64 and I've never touched my Ocarina of Time since.
That sounds like another euphemism for penis. I've never touched my Ocarina of Time
At the
since.
very least, it sounds like he's talking about an actual ocarina and not the game.
And I continue to have nightmares. The only thing I have learned from this is to never think it's over just because you've beaten it. You can always redo it. And you
Why
can
is that a thing
always
about masturbation
replace
right
your
at the end?
beats.
That's a
just like-
fucking masturbation cry. I'm sorry.
You can always redo it. Like, what? How
does
does
that-
that relate to the message of the story? Okay, there are no comments, and that one sucked. We'll wrap up our thoughts at the end because we've got just enough time for an extremely short one called Grandma's Ashes.
Yes, because I have prior engagements.
Grandma's house used to be filled with ordinary people. People like you and me. She died a week ago, leaving behind a legacy as one of the finest mediums in all the country. So she was
a fraud.
yeah, a charlatan. Okay.
So she lived a long and happy life, tricking very sad people who wanted to know about their dead loved ones. She made so much money off the misery of others.
Yeah.
Bitch.
She even obstructed police investigations, and kids that possibly could have been rescued, they thought were just dead. So yeah.
Yeah.
She gave comfort and reassurance to all those who suffered the vulnerability of lost loved ones.
That's what she
By
added.
lying.
Picking up the check every step of the way. Actually, by vulnerability of lost loved one.
Just the one.
Even though my parents never quite believed it, probably because they weren't stupid. As requested, Grandma was cremated, and her ashes settled in a colourful jar atop the windowsill in view of her beloved garden. Her video will, though, requested one last, unsettling thing. That her ashes be put in an oil lamp and be used as a light. Oddly enough, we were obliged to this request. Oddly enough, we obliged to the request.
We
that
all
was
hated her.
explicitly written in the will. You wouldn't think we would do it, but we did.
Yeah.
Well done. You're not cunts.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
we did like anything else in her fate. Like we all fought over the inheritance and just ignored her funeral. Like we say, cremated bonfire.
Yeah.
It was more like a flaming bin that you see hobos around.
It was more like what happens on the 5th of November.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know.
she was the most hated person in
She
town.
also wasn't dead.
Yeah.
Basically, it wasn't. It was a mob.
Yeah.
It was mob justice. And there's the one. There's the one that obstructed police investigations and got those kids killed with her fake psychic nonsense.
It's kind of like we did all the things.
It's just Nightmare on Elm
Yeah,
Street.
she was just burned alive in a shed.
It was kind of like all the things that they kind of did to Rasputin all at once.
And that's why they when they obliged with the funeral request, she came back to haunt kids in their dreams.
Yes. Uh-huh.
But well, actually haunt the parents of those of missing kids and those who've lost loved one. Oddly enough, we obliged to this request, half expecting the ashes to smother the flame and render our lamp useless.
Just like the medium.
We gathered around the kitchen table. I poured the ashes into the oil beneath. A flame quipped up.
Wait, it said something. Oh, it was part of the Avengers.
Yeah, fucking Joss Whedon ass flame. A flame quipped up.
Am I hot or what?
Quite shockingly. They fly now. I know he didn't write that. That's always the first example I can think of with shitty Hollywood writing. Her ashes burned a flame that raided the room with the grotesque faces of the undead. First tens, then thousands. Yeah, she was actually in hell.
Yeah.
This is proof she went to hell for being a charlatan and preying on the vulnerable.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed I missed
a line.
a sentence. Yeah, we took back everything we said about crazy old grandma. At that moment, her ashes burned to flame. Blah blah blah. Grotesque faces of the undead. First tens and thousands, swarming our home with their gaping mouths and their empty eyes, all surrounding, approaching the pebble of a flame dancing on the tip of the oil lamp. Weeks on, the flame still burns, and we're afraid to put it out. I feel like putting it out would probably put a stop to all those horrible monsters. And there's no comments on that one. All right, so let's give our thoughts on the two stories that we read. The Zelda one didn't make a fucking lick of sense, which seems to be
running
a running theme with Zelda creepypastas lately.
It was just as you said, it was just like Pokemon Dead Channel again.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And also, I think it's like, what is up with these? Like, I played a game, I really enjoyed it. I did everything. I put it down. Why did you leave us? We've become so needy and self-aware. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, he's like,
The only time that should happen is in an Animal Crossing where they're like, "Hey, we haven't seen you in like 5 years. We're wondering if you're all right."
Well, I imagine
doing
the
shit like
one
that
of that.
Sure.
is literally in. I feel like that would be less scary because that's in the game's code.
Exactly.
I imagine like whatever the first one would have, like Animal Crossing was the example. Someone like spooky Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And then Tom Nook was like, "Where were you?" And Mr. Rossetti was like, "Those fucking
Fucking kids.
yeah." Well, you were gone.
The
Those
whole neighborhood's gone.
you'll never guess what those people moved in next door.
Yeah, we talk about gentrification here, you know.
Yeah, it's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Mr. Rossetti.
You racist fuck.
Yeah, so the Zelda one was dumb.
Long and dumb, but
Yeah.
we got a lot of jokes out of it, and
Oh,
we made up for making fun of Toby the
Fuck
chip time.
off, alright. I tell you, that really did crappy me out. That story.
With the Grandma's Ashes one it's just mediocre. The problem with it was it didn't go anywhere. It's like, hey, psychics, oil, and faces. Like, I feel like you've got an idea here, but it's not complete. And you've written it as a story, even though it's not a complete idea in your head yet.
If
This
it was
is like a writing exercise in class.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you get those 2-sentence horror stories
Yeah.
where like it's like and there's
Who was phone?
and like you know that one was like, you know, you're the last man on
Yeah,
earth
and then
and someone
they
knocks
knock-
on the
they
door,
knock-
right?
Yeah.
It's like they've elongated a 2-sentence, like, because you
Yeah.
could easily just go, my grandma died, she asked us to put her ashes in the flame, she was a medium, and then at the end all you have to do is like the weeks on the flame still burns, and we're all
It's
afraid
like
to
10
put it
lines
out.
long.
Yeah.
and-
That's it.
You don't need any of the
That's
stuff. Yeah.
all you need.
Because but as it is at the moment, it feels like there is a larger story that is just incomplete in their mind. Having said that, it's not irredeemable.
But it's worth making fun of just for the mediums.
It's just kind of flat and not exciting.
No.
There's some all right imagery in there, but there's no attempt to. I'm gonna do that again because I like clearing my throat and it was gross. There's some all right imagery in there, but there's no attempt to proofread, which is always a problem. It's the same with the Zelda one. But you know, person who wrote that, keep writing. I don't think that you're completely incompetent. You're probably capable of writing good stuff. The other story, on the other hand,
Dog shit.
yeah,
Stop.
just I think maybe if you're going to write scary stories, maybe don't base them on video games because that rarely, if ever, works. Try something new. I would say.
Even after I think about 13 to maybe 14 years since Ben Drowned was written, Ben Drowned's not scary anymore.
No, and that's the thing. And
They're
so
not
try-
built
Because
to
when it becomes
not,
popular,
they're not built to stand the test of time.
No,
Well,
certainly not.
It's a bit of advice, you know. Just write a good story, else you'll end up on our show.
Yes.
That's what you
step
don't want,
one,
really, innit?
draw. How to draw now. Step one,
That's
draw
on
some
the same
circles.
bloody
Step two,
bullshit.
draw the rest of the fucking hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Gemma's off now, so bye.
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 Bye.